Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Elsinore, a bitterly cold night outside the castle. Horatio, Hamlet's friend, approaches the guards. Who's there? Stand and unfold yourself. Horatio, God save the king. The guards tell him that they have seen the ghost walking again, in the form of the dead king. The ghost appears. Horatio speaks to it, but it fades away. He goes to tell Hamlet. Hamlet is with King Claudius, his uncle, and Queen Gertrude, his mother. They are telling him to cheer up. And the king says that he will treat him like a son and heir to the throne. Hamlet is depressed. His father is dead. His mother has remarried with his uncle.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew.
The guards and Horatio arrive and tell him that they have seen the ghost. They agree to go and try and see the ghost again that very night. Laertes, the Secretary of State's son, is leaving for France. But before he goes, he tells his sister Ophelia not to get too involved with Hamlet. And when her father Polonius arrives, he too tells her not to trust Hamlet's declarations of love. Ophelia agrees to obey. 3 men are waiting for the ghost on the battlements. The ghost appears. Hamlet follows it and begs it to speak. The ghost tells him that it was murdered by his brother, the man who wears the crown. While he was sleeping in the orchard, his brother poured poison in his ear. Revenge, this most foul and unnatural murder. Hamlet agrees.
The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right.
Ophelia comes to Polonius telling him that Hamlet came to her acting very strangely and upset. Polonius believes that it is because he is in love with Ophelia. The king and queen are speaking with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, 2 friends of Hamlet. They are asking them to find out what is wrong with him. When Polonius arrives, I have discovered the very reason for Hamlet's lunacy. He is in love. And he shows them some letters from Hamlet to Ophelia.
Doubt that the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love.
The king and Polonius agree to watch Hamlet and Ophelia together. But Hamlet overhears. Polonius speaks with Hamlet, but he acts very strangely. He makes fun of Polonius, but appears quite mad. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern arrive, and Hamlet makes it quite clear that he knows they are there to spy on him. They tell him that the players have arrived, and Hamlet is pleased. He asks the players to perform the murder of Gonzago and gives them a speech which is specially written by himself.
The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
The king and Polonius tell Ophelia to wait for Hamlet. Hamlet arrives and speaks the great soliloquy, to be or not to be. That is the question. When he sees Ophelia, he tells her that he does not love her and will not marry her. She is upset, but the king is certain that love is not Hamlet's problem. He decides to send him to England. Madness in great ones must not, unwatched, go. The play is about to begin, and Hamlet tells the players how to perform.
Hold the mirror up to nature.
The play begins with a dumb show, and the king does not react. But then, when it is performed with speech, and he sees King Gonzago killed by pouring poison in his ear, he calls for light and leaves. Hamlet finds him praying for forgiveness. He could kill him, but decides that if he does so while he is praying, he may go to heaven. He goes to see his mother. He tells her that she should not have married his uncle, the man who killed the king. She is upset and cries out, and Polonius, who is hiding behind the arras, speaks. Hamlet whips out his sword and kills him, thinking it is the king. The queen asks him why he is so mad, and he begs her not to sleep with his uncle that night. The ghost appears again. Do not forget. The queen does not see the ghost and thinks Hamlet is mad. He drags the body of Polonius away. The king tells the queen that they must send Hamlet to England. Hamlet agrees to go. At court, the king and queen see Ophelia decked with flowers. Hamlet has denied his love, her father is dead, and she appears quite mad. Her brother Laertes returns from France and demands justice. He sees his sister. The king agrees to give him justice, and he and Laertes plan to kill Hamlet with a poisoned sword during a duel. The queen arrives and tells them that Ophelia is dead. Horatio receives a letter from Hamlet telling him that he has avoided a plot to kill him and is returning to Elsinore. Two gravediggers are preparing Ophelia's grave. First, Hamlet arrives, and then the funeral procession. Hamlet declares his love for Ophelia, but Laertes throws himself on him and they begin to fight. They are separated. The king sends a courtier to challenge Hamlet to a duel with Laertes. Hamlet accepts. The duel begins. Hamlet chooses his sword, and Laertes the sword with the poisoned tip. Bout 1. Hamlet wins. The king takes the cup and drinks to Hamlet. He places some poison in the cup and offers it to Hamlet. Hamlet refuses. Bout 2. Hamlet wins, and the queen drinks to Hamlet from the poisoned cup, and the king cannot stop her. Bout 3. It is a draw, but Laertes is now impatient and wounds Hamlet with the poisoned sword. Hamlet angrily throws himself on him, and Laertes too is wounded with the poisoned sword. The queen realizes that she has been poisoned. Laertes accuses the king, and Hamlet throws himself on him, wounds him with the poisoned sword, and makes him drink from the poisoned cup. Hamlet is dying. Horatio wants to die with him, but Hamlet tells him to live and tell the tale. Good night, sweet prince. May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Fortinbras, the Norwegian prince arrives, and the body of Hamlet is carried out.